Market Chameleon.
Yeah, good morning, MarketChameleon.com. I'm Adam, that's Will. This is take two, brother. What's up?
I can't hear you. Technology's always an
if you guys
interesting
missed
thing,
that,
right?
a few lucky few did witness what just happened, but we're on to version 2. Everybody remember, option trading, all trading is risky, much like doing a live show. And you got to do your research out there. Will, why don't you go ahead and bring up your screen? We're doing an early show today because Will's got to go to one of his many properties and check on it, I guess, or do something. I don't know.
That's not
what
true.
do you put
I
in
don't
a
have
new
any-
pool? At the why don't you take my face away there, bro?
I thought
What do
there
you-
was no discussion of other people's business. I thought that's what we were discussing.
It's not a business. I thought you just did that stuff for the love, man. I thought it's just about the love.
I thought everything is just about the love. I mean, you're out there helping mankind.
It is true.
I try to do my part.
We all do what we can.
GG, we talked about them yesterday. They blew earnings at everybody's country store, everybody's general store. I mean, this company has become the Walmart of rural America. Anywhere
Wow,
Walmart
is that
will go-
true? Or are you making up? Are you making that up, man? Is that true?
I mean, believe me or don't believe me, it is what it is. Anyways,
So that's Walmart where people can't, where Walmart doesn't go, is what you're saying, Dollar General.
It sits where Walmart is, maybe on the fringes, but they've taken over the local supermarkets, the
Interesting,
local
okay.
hardware stores. The era and the communities that the Waltons grew up in don't exist anymore without a DG,
Interesting.
Dollar General.
Nice. Hey, Abdu, how you doing today, man? Thanks for joining us, my man. Abdu's over there in Turkey. I could use some of that Turkish coffee right now, man.
I think Abdu was the one who probably warned you that your mic wasn't working.
He might have been, but thank you guys for. Sometimes
Anyways,
what happens is the mic just whatever. My computer doesn't see the mic. It's computers, man. It's the way stuff rolls.
We looked at this stock pattern that showed up when we looked at it before earnings the other day, and 73% of the time, 8 of the last 11 earnings, the stock has moved 2.4%. So we looked at credit spreads.
Yep.
It's obviously moved more than that this morning.
You've done very well. The chameleon did you right.
Anyways, we got this hurricane barreling down in Florida. The media is jumping all over it.
The
Just
Home
beware.
Depot play, man. We've done this one a few times.
Just beware. Home Depot can benefit. Stock was up yesterday, but the whole market was up, so it was up more than the market. Another one is the largest maker of, guess what this is?
Generators,
Yes,
my man.
generators.
It's the hurricane
did
play.
notice-
We've looked at this a bunch of times coming into storm seasons when storms come up the Gulf or whatever, and just you can get a swing as people focus on these companies for these couple weeks.
Just be aware. I looked at the seasonality of this Generac.
It's pretty impressive.
Well, 7 of the last 9 Octobers. That's been the move in October.
We haven't talked about seasonality in a while. It's a nice little play.
So, anyways, I just with the GNRC, I looked at somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Bullish spreads.
Well, it doesn't look like the storm's going to be super powerful, but you never know.
Wait,
Rain and all that sort of stuff, you never know how it turns out.
Follow these storms.
I do follow these storms.
They're now saying it's a Category 4. That's pretty powerful.
Dude, I used to go outside and sunbathe in Category 4s when I lived in the Virgin Islands. Category 4 make you smile.
They're yelling that it's going to be the first Cat 5 to hit the coast.
This is the thing. Most homes, anything, under 30 years old in Florida is built for this, man. They can withstand this, Yeah. So usually your stuff in Florida is you worry about your flooding and all that sort of stuff. And you worry about evacuating people, getting people out of the danger zone. And I think we do a pretty good job of that.
You think?
I think we do. Yep.
All right. Well, then none of these plays make sense.
Of course they do, because it's going to be on the hello. This is moves markets, man. This is what it does, man.
Well, you just went the other way and said it's fine. All's well.
You got to remember, though, it's not about people needing to put on new roofs. It's about the eyeballs on Home Depot. So if you got into this, you get into this at the right time. Everybody's talking about Home Depot play, Home Depot play, you know. Or, I mean, we've done it a bunch of times where people did the opposite because expecting it to happen and did pretty well with these trades. So you got to be smart, do your research, and go for it, man.
There you go. I would agree. Do your research. Anyways, Generac is one. You can look at the bullish or not, the seasonality or not, your call.
Abdo's saying GRNC has a very strong divergence.
From? What's a divergence?
I don't know. I thought you would know that, dude. You don't know what a divergence is?
Well, what's it?
Oh, he's saying be careful to go long versus long call.
What's that?
Be careful to go long with a call. Be careful. That's what he's saying.
Well, whenever you buy premium, you want to be careful. You're buying an insurance policy.
Yep.
How often do insurance policies pay off, you think?
Not very often. I got to say, I've had terrible luck with insurance policies.
Even when you think they're going to pay off?
Yeah, dude. I mean, whatever. Health insurance or whatever. I've had, yeah. I don't know if I'm certainly on the podcast. I've told the story of my health insurance. You know, it's like the one time I had some cancer burn off my face, and to try and collect the whatever $2,000 for it was like, forget it. It cost me $2,000 in effort to try and collect the money. It's ridiculous.
So that you didn't just say, yeah, I had some cancer pulled off my nose, and they're like, oh, how much? And then you said $2,000, and they're like, oh, the check's on the way. That
the check for $200 is on the way. Eddie, what's Duke Holdings or Duke Energy telling us?
Well, they're one of the largest power producers in Florida. You know, you can always have problems with these power producers. I mean, God only knows how long they could be down if they get a direct hit, you know. And I have not dug deep into Duke Energy, but, you know, there are all sorts of, if there are any nuclears down there, anything that could shut it down, it could be a problem. So Just be aware. And the thing's near an all-time high. Not that doesn't mean it can go higher. Plenty of times we look at things at all-time highs and say, wow, it could get to a new all-time high.
Yep.
But it's a place to look if you want. I did a little, well, let's hope I did. I thought I screened for Duke Energy.
Dude, I thought you were going to punch in Dunkin' because everybody goes to get coffee when a hurricane comes, man.
So we got two spreads that are showing up at the theoretical edge. This is selling the 95, buying the 100 in the bearish credit call spread.
Yep.
So there you go. Do you want to look at Dunkin' brand? I mean, if Dunkin' goes down in Florida, is it going to affect the whole Dunkin' market?
No, I was just thinking about it. You know, when it's kind of hurricane comes and stuff, it's like a snow day up in the state, up in, you know, the Northeast, you know, where, you know, you get the day off from work, you kind of, you know, and those kind of days, you typically will go to fast food restaurants and do that sort of stuff.
This isn't even one I thought about off the top of my head, but which is tragic. But you look at Disney, right? Depending on where this hits, I mean, if it hits a Category 5 and rolls right through Orlando,
there you go.
You know, you could shut down that park for a while.
For a couple of days, absolutely.
So,
yep.
Another one you could look at.
By the way, have you heard anything about the Star Wars section of the park or a new park that they opened up?
I've heard it's so good that it draws masses from the other sections of the park.
I've heard it's
great.
Excellent. Yes.
If you don't want to do the Star Wars,
yep.
It's great because it's pulling people from the other parts of the park.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Abdu's asking how long you should stay with a position until you make money, my man. No.
Huh?
What's your response? How long do you stay with a position?
Well, you got to keep monitoring, right?
Yeah, you got to monitor.
It depends what is going on. If your thesis changes, take it off immediately.
Do you want to show Abdu how to set up an alert? That might be a nice thing for him to know.
A watch list, you mean?
Yeah, watch list. How? Yep.
Well, let's do. Here's a screen I was going to do today. I was looking. You know, this market has been charging all week. I don't know if you've noticed. And so if you want to look for a bullish credit put spread, let's clean this up.
You
So,
see, it's even early for Will. His brain stops working too
well, it's not me; it's the chameleon,
at
right?
6 in the morning.
So these are all the credit put spreads in the market, and what we've been given this week, or maybe it was towards the end of last week, from wow, look how many entries there are. We're given this drop down feature with these presets.
Yep.
So if we go to the best theoretical edge with a 70% win rate,
Yep.
which is a good place to start, this pulls out of every traded product where there is these metrics, best theoretical edge and a 70% win rate.
Mm-hmm.
So you can start now piecing through and finding bullish opportunities in the marketplace.
Right.
So we have, this is the best bullish credit spread in Microsoft that's showing up right now. Buy the 136, sell the 138 in SEP 20 expiration.
Yep.
This is your this was the market price when all the data was pulled. This was the theoretical value. That's your max loss. So, I mean, this is just an unbelievable feature to go through. I mean, do you want to play a credit card company? Do you want to play
J&J, Walmart.
Mm-hmm. You got J&J, JP Morgan, Alibaba, Facebook. I mean, you can play them all. But for Abdu, for setting up the watch list, you see the ones that are checked here I already have in a watch list.
Right.
Like Google I have in probably our streaming watch list.
Mm-hmm.
Google L, the other class of shares, I don't. So maybe I'm going to pop that, click on it. I'm going to add to our streaming watch list here.
So you see that, Abdu, you just select the down arrow, select your actual watch list. You can actually create one right there and then click add. There you go.
So that helps you. I mean, these are all the watch lists I've created for the show.
Right. The idea being then if you scroll up, wait, hold on. Oh, you went away, man. It's all right.
What do you want to do?
But the idea is that you can actually, in that filter, if you wanted to say, oh, I only want to look at my gaming stocks, you can actually just drop in your watch list into that filter, and we'll filter only by that watch list.
So if you see my watch list here, I have gaming, chips, home builders, suppliers for Hua.
Yep.
Mike's Silver Report, streaming, Trump's trade war tweets, IV plays. I know you don't like any of my namings.
Well, I deal with thousands and tens of thousands of files, so I like detailed naming structure.
Detailed name and structure.
I do. Mm-hmm. But when you only have like 5, it's okay.
What if you were if you have thousands of files, detailed name and structure, how does that help you?
To search. You can search.
So Trump trade war IV doesn't.
No, that one's good. That's your best one. Yes.
Gaming stocks.
Gaming.
Doesn't bring anything to you. What would you put? What would be your gaming? With your 1,000 files to try.
No, gaming is good. I usually I would break it down further, but yeah, you're good. Like, so if you're, it's good. You're good. You're good there, dude. As I said, you only have 5, so it's good. Will's laughing. Dude, I'm sending you this weekend. I'm sending you a camera, dude, so that we can get your reactions to my
so funny
silliness.
But anyways, I would start off looking at the large market on close imbalances. I was looking at the sell side to see if there were any clues to anything being sold off into the rally. Nothing popped up to me in the sell side, so I went to the buy side, and there were some interesting, some large ones. AT&T, which I think we have in our streaming, showed up. Pfizer, Procter and Gamble. I ran, there are lots of opportunities to put on bullish spreads if you want to jump on board any of these that were being acquired in large amounts at the end of the day yesterday.
Yep. By the way, we didn't also
ahead.
mention for the hurricane thing, just Walmart in general. People tend to run to the store as these things come and stock up. Whether that affects Walmart's bottom line, probably not really, because it's not like those things go away. People just then buy less later.
It is one of the largest states. I mean, they are basically you've got
there's a Walmart in every corner in Florida.
Well, no, it's like a holiday for them. It's like I won't say it's like a Black Friday, but it is a large what this hurricane is creating, and you've got a super point. It's creating it's what affects Home Depot though. With Home Depot, people are buying ticket items
Right.
that typically they don't buy. Like
Right.
these generators
Right.
are a big ticket purchase.
Sure.
And what they'll do is they'll just take truckloads of bottled water to the Home Depots and put them right out front.
Yep.
So people are buying cases of bottled water.
Yep.
But Florida, you know where the path is right now? So, 3 days before landfall, it's basically the whole state of Florida.
Sure.
So
Right.
what the media does is they create
Get
shock
ready.
and-
Get ready.
Yeah, no, so it is
Sure.
something that can benefit these companies.
Yeah, it
I mean,
creates
you're
artificial
basically telling
demand.
people.
Yep.
I mean, I spoke with Mom last night, and she was like, I was in the supermarket, and all the people were buying water, chips, and beer.
And
That's
by
what
the
they
way,
like.
she's on the other side of Florida. She's on the
Yeah,
Tampa
no.
side.
She's down by Tampa.
Right.
And they basically literally the whole state is in a
State of, as Ed says, a state of prepping. Walmart and Home Depot are big for the doomsday preppers.
yeah. Well, I loved during the Silver Show. It took about 10 minutes for the prepping.
The
comments
prepping to
start.
come out, and I was like, I tried to steer us away from that because I don't think that is a, you just can't. How can you play? You can't play this world if you have any positivity at all. You just can't play it that way, man.
There was a.
I mean, I'm not saying those guys necessarily won't be right. There's a possibility those guys are right. In which case, who cares, man? Just whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you just want enough bullets for you and your family.
Although some people, of course, with The Walking Dead and stuff, some people want that. Some people are like, I could beat the zombies. I could get the zombies. I know how to do it.
Yeah, I don't think there's one. I mean, you watch that Walking Dead. I haven't done the last season yet, but there isn't one family that survived. Beginning that.
They lost me like 2 seasons to go. I was just like, this is too
Really?
dumb. They don't even learn, man. All they need to know is all you got to do is close a door. The zombies can't come in when you close the door.
Yeah, well, the zombie. I mean, that's the problem. Isn't the zombies?
Yep.
It's mankind.
Ed's chiming in Briggs and Stratton for those generators.
There you go. That's a play.
Did we build? I thought we built a hurricane watch list before. Didn't we build one?
We did not.
Okay.
You are.
We should. I mean, because that is actually, to your point about what do you do with the watch list and why. That is when you build those things. That's why you build them, is for when certain events chime up like this. It's fantastic. You don't have to go and hunt stuff again. You've already created. That's why, Will only has 5 here. This is just what he uses for the show. But, a real trader like Ed might have, dozens of these things where you can, for certain events or sectors or, all sorts of things, you can create these things which let you filter very, very quickly based on certain events. So good stuff.
Very good point.
Yep.
Very good point. Last thing I'll leave you with is Tesla. It was up yesterday. I mean, just the negative commentary again coming out of the media towards Tesla. Solar City started to rattle the cage again. But now it turns out, this trade wars and the weakening of the Chinese currency, or as some people would say, the manipulation of the currencies, making it very hard for him to produce cars in China. He has to raise prices.
Oh, I didn't know they built cars in China.
Well, they sell them.
Oh, sell them. I thought you said they built.
They
Okay,
haven't
gotcha.
moved full production. So he's completely affected by tariffs
Sure.
and the weakening of the yuan. He's got to raise prices, right?
Yep.
So anyways, the only thing I wanted to mention is the biggest competitor for the electric car is this Chinese manufacturer,
Talked
NIO,
about him before, yeah.
which stock has been destroyed.
Look at that, man.
Yeah, just
You were all on
Keep an
board.
eye.
You were like, look at these things. They look good. I was like, dude, they look like Kias.
what do you mean? They do look
And
good.
nobody's excited about a Kia, dude. Nobody.
Well, obviously, no one's excited about a NIO, even in China.
Look at that, man.
It's great how they come over and sell all the risk here.
Well, that's
You know,
hey man, we've been burned by that technique before, haven't we?
well, I don't know. How could you go wrong owning
Exactly,
internet
exactly,
company in
guys.
China?
Head on a swivel.
How can that be bad?
How can we get? Maybe we want to get short Neo, man, on the ride to zero.
It looks like that's where it's going. Technically, it's showing a downtrend.
Abdu's negative on Tesla. I know a lot of people out there are negative on Tesla. He's saying 170. A guy Ed and I follow on Twitter was calling for Tesla 100. You know, it certainly is possible.
Listen, we've looked at it before. You break that 180 level, watch out below. I mean, 170 isn't the stop. 180's been supported like 2 or 3 times, I think, maybe 4.
There's the charter coming out. Will's got that charting technology.
No,
His brain
no
like seeing lines. I
just know
love those lines.
So, anyways, looking at the bearish market credit call spreads, this is the best one that shows up in Tesla.
Yep.
Sell the 232.5, buy the 237.5.
Me, I'm not necessarily in that camp. I still love the idea of the self-driving vehicle and that they have the only fleet on the planet that can self-drive. I think that has a tremendous amount of value. I don't know, man. It could be wrong. Could be wrong. What are you going to the? You're going to? Or are you going to go to Twitter there? You're going to show my tweets? What are you doing, man? He's jumping around. What are you?
We could talk about Twitter.
What about Twitter, man?
Great thing about Twitter is who's a bigger winner, Chick-fil-A, QSR, which owns Popeye's Chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about this chicken battle raging on Twitter.
Yeah.
That has led to the Popeye selling out. They've had to cancel chicken sandwich orders because there's no chicken left.
Right.
It's been such a rush.
But then I love the Chick-fil-A ads, which are like, we never run out of sandwiches.
Popeye hasn't run one ad.
Yep.
It's
so what's the stock doing for Popeyes?
Well, we've looked at QSR 100 times.
Okay.
All right.
I was just looking at. I wanted to know what was going on today. That's all. But go ahead. Leave my face up there.
It was up. It was up a dollar. 93 cents yesterday.
Yep.
1.5%.
Yep. No, people. I think this is what happens. Is like, don't you see the retail investor comes into. They start seeing it. Everybody starts doing that same monkey math that I do, which is like, people are eating more sandwiches, and so,
Well, it is good, but as we talked about, it was like maybe around 15% of all of QSRs. So it's a small piece.
Yep.
Certainly could benefit, if you were looking to franchise a restaurant or there's a large consolidator of franchises out there that would look, it hasn't been to me, I mean, and you mentioned you like it. I have never, ever eaten it once.
What I like is about the 6th article down there where it's Popeyes announces agreement to open more than 1,500 restaurants in China.
Look at you.
They're trying to get in on KFC's business. KFC is massive in China.
And KFC sandwich is horrible.
Yep.
Actually, I haven't had a bucket of KFC. I used to love it when I was younger.
You got to get, first of all, you got to get the extra crispy. That's the secret at KFC. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No. These guys are better. 100% better, dude. Popeyes is way better than KFC. Way better.
Had a couple bad pieces of chicken from KFC. I mean, nothing to report that's damaging, but just not like the best.
What's the best?
I'll leave it at that.
What's the best fried chicken, man?
Best fried chicken sandwich is Shake Shack right now.
Just fried chicken. What's the best fried chicken if you're getting a bucket of chicken?
You got to go down south and get it. There's no fast food restaurant does it right.
See, you've never been to Popeyes, man. You've never been to Popeyes.
I haven't. I'll have to go try it.
Well, what about Chick-fil-A? Don't they have fried chicken at Chick-fil-A?
No.
Just sandwiches.
Sandwiches, dude. Sandwiches, nuggets, fingers.
Abdu's saying let's partner up with a Chick-fil-A franchise.
What's that?
Will's out of the franchise business. He's never getting back in the franchise business. He had his window of opportunity.
Chased away by Domino's. This is how bad I am. Domino's Pizza.
You could have 100 Domino's right now. You're like, there's no
I was thinking about franchise. I'm like, you know what? This business is so oversaturated. This pizza just opened up in my market. Pizza. You remember that one?
Yeah, Little Caesars, man.
Little Caesars. I mean, they were giving away pies.
Incredible.
I was like, how is anyone going to do anything in this business? Meanwhile, Papa John's is
amazing, like how this stuff works and how you can completely be convinced that you're right and you're completely wrong, man. I can't tell you how many things I've been wrong like that, and that's why you got to do your research, brother.
And look at the numbers and do every trade has to be small.
Yep.
You can't put all your chips in the table for anything. Never.
Ed's saying sometimes when you think it's the top, it's just beginning to pop. Dude, love it.
I mean, why didn't we put that on the t-shirt? Why is
a resident poet? All right, everybody, have a great day trading. Remember, click that subscribe button, top right-hand corner. Try the Chameleon free for 7 days. Thanks for everybody for joining us. Oh my God, it's the weekend.
That's a bummer. No trading. Just research. Just research on the weekend.
Have a great day trading, everybody. Talk to you later.
Stay safe, chameleons.
2, 3, 4. Market chameleon. The McBride Bro Show. How to make some dough. Hey! Market chameleon. Use our amazing screens to make gold and green. Oh! Market chameleon.